1993 Final Four team this weekend. The guys got together last night for a dinner and toured the facilities today, and they'll be honored at halftime. So we got downtown Dale Brown, Jamel Martinez, and Jared Prickett. We'll just open it up for questions for you guys. And as always, just raise your hand and we'll get a mic to you. Okay? Questions for the guys? Start over here, Curtis.
What's this experience been like coming back to Lexington so far for you guys?
Man, it's always awesome, sir. Anytime I can come back and be with my former teammates, love these guys, man. We're a great group. Did a lot of stuff together back in the day. You know, if one guy went somewhere, everybody was there. You know, party on campus, whatever it was. We were just so close knit, you know. Exactly. But I keep in touch with a lot of the guys, so it's cool.
You guys want to pass it down, answer?
Sure. Yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't able to be here for the dinner last night. My son had a basketball game, so we drove up this morning. But I'm looking forward to seeing. There's a few guys that I haven't seen for quite some time, and just catching up with them, and you know, just seeing what everybody's up to. So, like Dale said, we were a tight group, and you know, unfortunately, you know, life goes on, and sometimes you kind of lose track of each other. But this will be good to catch up with everybody. So I'm excited to see everyone.
For me, I actually live here in Lexington, so I'm around the guys and the team and stuff like that quite a bit. So I see everything that's going on around here, and a lot of the guys that are here still around town, some of the older guys and younger guys, you know, so I see them around. But it's nice to come and, you know, be a part and see these guys come back. I haven't seen Jamel for, I don't even know how long. I mean, could be 7, 10, 15, 12 years, something of that nature. It's been a long time. So, you know, it's going to be a nice time to be able to see these guys and have the 93 reunion, and be a good experience for us, and it's good to see these guys back at Rupp Arena.
Go Larry in front.
Hey, Jamel, some of the people were talking about that they think you look younger now than when you played here. I would like your reaction to that, and maybe Dale's also there.
I don't know about younger, because I got a lot more gray hair this time, but I guess I've been fortunate, hopefully age well, I guess. I don't know, but you know, still try to stay young, chasing my two boys and trying to, you know, play ball with them and be active. And so yeah, I don't know about younger, because I definitely got a lot more gray.
Dale, what do you think?
He's taking care of himself for sure. You know, I know G. He always used to be in the weight room and working out back in the day, so I'm sure he's still doing it now to take care of himself, stay healthy, fit. All of us try to do it, you know. Unfortunately, I'm still kind of working on mine, but.
Let's go in the back with Dick.
For all of you guys, you came here when Kentucky was coming out of one of its worst periods in its history. Really, things were in ruins, and you got it to the Final Four. What did that mean to you guys? And looking back on it now, how much more does it mean to you?
It was an awesome experience. Myself, I came out of junior college in '91, and I got here my first year, and we lost to Duke in that game, the Laettner shot. So the Richie Farmer, Pelfrey, Feldhouse, Woods, those guys I learned a lot from. You know, I used to look up to them like big brothers, you know, so they kind of helped me with the system, learning the system. When I first got here, I was cocky, hot-headed from junior college, talked a lot of trash. And I wasn't paying attention to things, and those guys carried me under their wing and kind of took care of me and guided me through. But after that year, we lost to Duke. It was just bad luck for me, man. Coming out of high school, I lost in the state championship with a last-second shot. Junior college, national tournament. Prior to coming here, I lost in the last-second shot, and then I got here and that happened. I was like, wow. But the following year,
You were the reason why.
but the following year, guys, we just believed in Coach Pitino's system, and we knew he was going to put us in the best situation possible to be successful. So I just followed his lead along with the other guys, and each of us had a part, a role to carry on, and we just fulfilled our role as best we could every night in, night out. And made it to the Final Four. It was a dream come true for me because I'm from Louisiana, born in Baton Rouge, raised in New Orleans, and went to high school and junior college in Mississippi. So a lot of Cat fans think I'm from Mississippi, but I'm a Louisiana kid. So it was really special for me getting to the Superdome.
For me, when Coach Pitino was recruiting me, obviously we were on probation, and coming in, I knew we were going to still be on probation at least one more year. But just the fact that to be able to play for someone like Coach, and then when I came here on my recruiting visit, just the atmosphere and the tradition of basketball here was just something that I don't think you can get anywhere else. So it was definitely something that I wanted to be a part of, and we were fortunate enough that everybody that came, we had Jamal and as Dale mentioned, the guys that stayed, Pelfrey and Fellhouse and Sean and Richie and everybody, and obviously just under the tutelage of Coach Pitino, he got the best out of all of us and made us all better players. And we grew together and we got better every year, and so it was just a fantastic experience for myself.
Well, I didn't have the opportunity to play with Pelfrey and all those guys. These two here were like my big brothers, and showing me the ropes and all the above. And so you talk about the Final Four and the experience of making it to the Final Four and being there and all the above. I mean, I still look back today at the Final Four, and we should have won that game against the Fab Five. For those of you that were there and watched the game, we should have won it, period. Weber and Jalen Rose and Jimmy King and that whole crew should have went down. Dale Brown dove into the bleachers and broke his shoulder, out of the game. No more Dale Brown. We were up 7 or 8 points with 6 minutes left to go in the game. Mashburn had 2 fouls, 3, 4, 5. He's out of the game. So if Mashburn would have fouled out of the game, Dale Brown fouled out, and we figured it out the best we could. Mashburn fouled out, and it was like, what are we going to do to score? And we struggled from that point on. But if he wouldn't have fouled out, and honestly, let's just blame that on the referees. There's a referee around here. We should have won the game. We could have won it. We should have won it. And Michigan almost beat them the next game, and it could have ended up a different story. But things happen for a reason, and it is what it is. But it was a great experience for me my freshman year to be in the Final Four and play in a Final Four, and it just makes you want it more and more each year.
Go back to Brian, back right.
Your recollection of that game, only a competitor can really remember the details. I'm curious, with the internet and YouTube the way it is, how often do you go back and just look up games from your time at Kentucky?
So a lot of those games are blurry. I got a 12 and a 9-year-old and a 5-year-old, and I'm like, look at my game. Can't hardly see it. So it's tough. They're just now getting to the point where they can understand understand that their dad played basketball at UK and the little things like that. But I don't know, just the technology that's come forth over the last 20 years is just, it's amazing. So that's all I got to say on that one.
I do remember some things, and every once in a while we do go back and look at, do a search and see what surfaces up on YouTube as far as games and things of that nature. I think my kids sometimes find stuff more often than I do on what's out there. But yeah, as Jared was saying, when you look at some of those videos, you think, wow, that looks old. So it just, it almost feels like it was centuries ago, which obviously 25 years. Time flies.
Yeah. It was a little different for me. I coached college basketball as a head coach for like 10 years on the Division II level, NAIA level. And my guys would come to me and say, Coach, man, I watched the Michigan game. You guys in the Final Four. They would come and bring footage and show me, but I never really go back to it unless I'm showing my son who plays. Like Jamel and Jared said, you might want to show your kids, you know, the old stuff. But I've seen the videos that's not blurry. I mean, all of it's not blurry. Making us feel, we look too old.
He's still on dial-up.
Yeah, but
The dial-up internet. That's what the dial-up.
that was a lot of fun, just looking at the videos and stuff. I'm happy to be able to go to it and YouTube and see the old videos. Awesome.
Yeah, this is for Jared and Jamel. Dale, you're excused. I think you graduated. But the year after, I believe you guys were playing Vanderbilt when there was a little bit of a controversy.
Great question.
Jared, you got fouled, and Jamel shot the free throws. But what were you guys thinking?
I don't remember what you're talking about.
That's what Rick said.
I thought it was me. Jamel did it.
Yeah, I don't know. It was, Jared was my roommate, so, at the time, so.
Looking out for it.
Yeah, I was just looking out. He was struggling from the line, and I thought they fouled me.
I was a freshman. I just did what the older guys told me to do. I have no idea. This
got suspended for a game.
Yeah, this was. I wish Travis was here to help answer this question for us, the ringleader of this. But unfortunately, he's not.
Well, at least we were, you know, I guess same race where he shot the free throws for Andre, which there's quite a bit of difference there. So I don't know how he got away with that one, to be quite honest with you.
Three of us got suspended, and Andre did not. Yeah, it was not a good day after that.
Not even.
All I want to know now, I guess you can admit it, Coach denied knowing anything about it, said it was all you guys, and he didn't even know who got fouled and who shot.
I just wish Travis was here to talk to.
What about Joel?
Yeah, when he did find out, like Jared said, it was a rough evening because I think we got called back from our rooms later on that evening once we had arrived home. So yeah, and we sat out for a game.
Any other questions? Go back to Dave.
Soccer for accusing him of cheating. I said, you did. He said, there's no.
Your coach has had some ups and downs since you saw him. Do you keep in touch with him, and what were your thoughts on that?
There you go, sir.
So yeah, you know, everybody has their ups and downs in life. You know, it's unfortunate. You know, I saw Coach a couple years ago at the '96 reunion. You know, he was doing well at that point in time. It was a little bit before that it came out and come about. So you know, unfortunately, I look at stuff like that. I look at that situation that happened in Louisville and all the above, and the way that Coach communicated with us and the way that he was strict with us and his curfew with us and everything that we did, you know, as far as like, you know, just not allowing anything of that nature to go about or be around in the program. I mean, so, you know, it's an unfortunate situation, and you know, he got in trouble for it. You know, I don't know what else to say about that one.
Yeah, I haven't talked to Coach. It's been a couple years or so to stay in touch. But when he was at Louisville, with my work, I do cover down here in the Kentucky area. So I have been to a couple of I went to a couple of their practices and things like that, and I had seen them during that time. But since everything has gone down, I really haven't spoken to him. So unfortunately, I don't really have any comment on that one.
I don't have nothing negative to say about Coach. I love that guy. You know, he helped prepare me for life. You know, I was coaching 2 years ago in high school in Henry County at Eminence High School, and Coach got word I was doing pretty good from Travis, and he came over and snuck in there and watched me perform on the sidelines, and it was a great experience to see him after the game and hug him and just tell him how much you miss him and thanking him for everything that he done for us. So I love him. I mean, he'll work it out what he got going on. I don't want to go into that. That's not my business, but great guy, man. He did great things for us. Always have a special place in my heart.
Anything else, guys? All right, well, thank you guys. Thank you guys.
Thank you.